Welcome back, everyone, to the NBA 2K25 Summer League 8. The 2024 Tex Winner Award presented to Hank Egan at halftime, the legend. The award goes to an assistant coach who made a substantial impact in the NBA. Egan started his coaching career in 1966 as an assistant at Air Force. He eventually took over as head coach with Coach Popovich on his staff as an assistant. Egan was an assistant coach for 3 teams in the NBA, including Coach Popovich, San Antonio Spurs. Yeah. Coach, thanks for joining us. What does it mean to see Coach Egan here and to have him honored like this?
It's thrilling, to say the least, because we always try to remember where we came from and what we did. And he was my JV coach when I was a cadet at the academy. He taught me what a rocker step was, you know, how to pivot and all those sorts of things. And then as one of his assistant coaches later on, you know, taught me how to make a practice plan. And so that's pretty special. You know, I babysat his kids, and he's been great in college and in the NBA for so many years. Everybody respects him so much. So to have somebody like that to be your mentor for that many years makes you a pretty fortunate individual.
No doubt.
Pop, it's so interesting to me whenever I watch Rick Carlisle, who's the head of your coaching association.
Right.
It's such a fraternity. Once you become a coach, you are part of that unique culture. Why is that? Is that because your jobs are difficult, or sometimes, you know, your livelihoods at stake? Why? What is it about coaching that does that?
You know, it's a great question, and I think the first and most basic element as far as an answer goes is everybody in that organization really loves teaching and coaching. And we have no problem learning from each other. People think that we protect everything that we think we know, but everybody knows what's going on. You guys know what's going on. There are no real secrets. So sharing the ways that you might describe things on the court so that you can teach your team better. We learn from each other. Secondly, as you said, it's a difficult job.
No doubt.
And, you know, people get fired, and 9 times out of 10, they don't get fired because they don't know anything or they're poor coaches. Circumstances catch up for a variety of reasons, and a coach is gone. Right. And so we realize the frailty of that. And so we come together. It's like people in the military almost. You know, yes. You're with the guys that dove into the foxhole together, and you appreciate and respect what they do because you know. And Rick, as the president, he's been the president forever, as long as I've been around. And it's one of those jobs you couldn't pay me to do that job.
A lot of ulcers?
Yeah, and he loves it.
Yes, he does.
And he's working on people's insurance and on people's health care and,
wow,
you know, everything besides basketball and O's and X's and dealing with the league and all that kind of stuff. And there couldn't be anybody better. We're so happy he loves it because none of us has to do it.
And he's still smiling, too. As for on the court, Coach, it's been an interesting summer. And I can remember last year doing one of your games, you were talking and a little bit lamenting the fact that you didn't have a lot of guys able to throw lob passes to Victor. Right. With CP3 there, that might be solved now, right?
I think he's gonna teach everybody a whole lot better than I do how to get the ball, not just how to do it, but when and where, you know, right, that kind of thing. So having he and Harrison come into the fold at this stage in their careers is really wonderful for the youth that we have. Because, you know, I can say things 54 times over and over again, over and over. When a player that you respect says the same stuff that we're saying, to a player sometimes that's a lot more valuable. Yeah. And so having them around is going to be super.
What about that young man, like, intrigues you? Because I love how hard he plays, Pop.
You know, he's the dream in the back of my head. When I look at his body, I look at his strength, his length, his quickness, his explosiveness. He has a natural inclination to be a great passer, things that we can't really teach. Yeah. He is really a great passer. He's got to work on his shot, obviously. But the explosiveness, the foot speed he has to play D with that body at the 3 position, I think he's going to be a special player.
Stephon Castle comes with a championship ring from UConn and knocked down a couple threes in that first half. Your thoughts on what you've seen from him so far?
I love his seriousness for such a young kid. I love his pace. You see his expression never changes. and he doesn't go too fast. He doesn't go too slow. He reads the situations, and the more minutes he gets, the better he's going to be. He seeks contact. He's an excellent defender, and he makes wonderful decisions. So he's going to be a quick study, I think, and get to play on the court pretty quickly.
We got to get away from basketball. Every summer you seem to either take a trip or have a unique plan. What's on the docket for Coach Pop?
I do. Well, I'm leaving tomorrow to spend some time with my kids and grandkids.
Love it.
So that'll be fun.
Yep.
And I'll end up in Paris at some point, right?
Oh, so good.
But in between is the most fun. I'm going to go to Istanbul for about 7 days because I love Istanbul. It's my favorite city for a whole lot of reasons. But I'm going to go there and move around a bit. I lived there for a year on the east side of the country in a place called Diyarbakir when I was about 21. Fell in love with it.
Was that when you were in the military?
Right. I was in the military. I was stationed over on the border by Syria.
Wow.
And have gone back, probably 10 times to Istanbul. Diyarbakir is a little tougher for a variety of political and geopolitical reasons. But I'm so excited to get back there, eat the food, and walk the streets and just be with the people.
Before we let you go, I'm taking the family to Brovnik. I need a restaurant where I can get a nice Malbec over there.
Well, Croatia has wonderful wine.
Okay.
Now, people don't, but Slovenia, Croatia, and Serbia, and probably at this point, Croatia is more well known for its wine.
Okay.
But
I'm in business, Coach.
Plavek Mali? That's the grape?
Yeah, there you go. I was going to say, it's not Malbec.
Malbec, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
You're not in Argentina.
I'm in the wrong hemisphere, Coach. Hey, I'll get there, though. I'll get there.
NBA